Hello everyone, welcome to Forbidden God channel. Like always, in every week, the Monday or Tuesday, here my top 5 best player deck analysis of the weekend tournament of God Unchained occur on January 20, 2023. So if you like the video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and get notification when the new video is out. So now let's show you the top 5 best player and the best deck play on last weekend tournament of God Unchained of January 20, 2023. Here the number 5 top best player, CryptoRH, ID 5999016. That player have won 15 match on last weekend tournament. The most played deck is Aggro War, 125 win, 96 lose, 56.6% of win rate. The cost of the deck is $51.51 USD. That's a budget deck, the number 5 best player playing a budget deck. Let's see what we have inside of that exciting budget deck for a meeting rank. Skullkin Valkyrie. Creature 1/3, cost 1. After this creature take the mage, a random friendly creature gain +1 strength. I think that Skullkin Valkyrie is popular because in a lot of budget deck I mentioned like last week or 2 weeks ago, I'll mention that card several times with Trial Spirit as well. So that card costs 1 mana cost and is a creature 2/2 that war give +1 health to a friendly creature. So when enter the battlefield, give 1 health to a friendly creature on the battlefield. Tavern Brawler. Creature 2/3 cost 2 Blitz can attack a creature right away. I found that one also popular and useful in all my deck of Viking because this card is Blitz and costs only 2 and 3 health. Warmonger Smith. Creature 2/4 cost 2 War when enter the battlefield. Give your relic +1 strength for its next attack. Warmonger Smith with last 2 week ago and last week, I think is also a popular card in a lot of Viking deck. Woodcutter Imp, the most popular card in Winter Wonderland extension. The creature is a 3/3, costs only 2. It have God Blitz, can attack the creature right away. After this creature attack, your god take damage equal to the damage dealt. That's mean is a funny card because it attack the enemy god right away. So in case you deal 3 damage to the enemy god, but you also take 3 damage to yourself. Blade of Six, Relic, costs 3 mana, 3 attack, 2 durability. God Blitz also can attack the enemy god right away. Commander Pyros, creature, legendary, first legendary inside the deck. Creature, 3/3, cost 3. After a friendly creature survive the mage, give it +1/+1. That, I think, is a popular card in a lot of Viking deck for myself. And I see that card I wanted for my Viking deck as well. Because when a friendly creature survives the mage, that creature gain +1/+1. So gain 1 strength but also 1 health. So you kill a 1/1, you regain the 1 damage. Powerful. Odie Volcas Erol. Second legendary inside the deck. The last legendary inside the deck also. Creature 3/2, cost 3, protected. The first damage done on that creature is revoked. After this creature attack, your opponent god. Reduced by 1 the cost of a random highest mana cost creature in your hand. That means when that creature attack your opponent god, you reduce by 1 the cost of a highest mana creature in your hand. Very useful. Raid Reveler. Creature 3/2, cost 3, protected. The first damage done on that creature is revoked as well. Another round. Spell. Cost 4. Give friendly creature +3/+3. And at the end of your turn, if you're frenzy, give a random creature in your hand +1/+1. So that another round is my favorite card I have in all my deck of war. Because when I'm frenzy, it boosts a creature in your hand. So when you have only one creature in your hand, you always boost that creature. And is also in combination with the power of Slayer that costs 2 mana and deal 2 damage to your opponent god. So you become frenzy when you deal the first damage to your opponent god at your turn. Cunning Challenger. Creature. 4/4. Cost 4. Tempt Fate. You tempt fate, so you have one power you can select to have, or select you can select to gambling that power to have a second power as well, and if you succeed the gambling, you have the both power. But if you fail the gambling, you lose the both power. The most interesting fact with that creature is at the start of your turn is tempt fate again. White Fur Guard. Creature. 5/4. Cost 4. Frontline. The enemy god need to attack the front line first before attacking any other creature or your own god. Empower 1. When you click at the top right corner of the card to pay the Empower, so 1 mana in that case, so you cost 5 mana, this creature also gain Protected. That means the first damage done on that creature is revoked. Very useful and powerful. Arkish Illets. Creature. 3/5. Cost 5. Blitz. Can attack a creature right away. Twin Strike. Can attack two different creature or one creature 2 times. Powerful and useful. Leviathan Hunter. Creature. 2/1. Cost 1. War. Equip a 1 attack, 1 durability barbed hook. If you control another Viking, equip a 1 attack, 2 durability barbed hook instead. That's a useful creature because you equip a barbed hook in your god, for your god, sorry. Vanguard Axewoman. Creature. 2/2. Cost 1. Blitz. Can attack a creature right away. What I love with that creature is Blitz and also cost 1 for a 2/2. Feral Shapeshifter. Creature. 4/4. Cost 4. Item for 1 turn. That means when its item cannot be targeted by spell or attack or ability, only by random enemy creature text in the spell or ability. War. Deal 1 damage to an enemy creature you select. That's for a budget deck interesting. Why? Because it's the number 5 top best player. The creator have played 221 match, 56.6% of win rate. The overall of the deck is on 4,004 match and they have 57.1% of win rate. So like you can see, the database of that deck is very like a long time created. So I think can be useful to have or think to create something similar. Now let's see the number 4 player. Number 4 best player of last weekend tournament. Player called question mark question mark question mark. ID 1690805. That player I've won 15 match on last weekend tournament. You have played most of the time the control war deck, 34 win, 7 lose, 82.9% of win rate. The cost of the deck is $3,290.27 USD. Now let's see what we have inside of the deck. Savage Strike. Spell. Cost 1. Deal 1 damage to each creature. Empower 2 when you click at the top right corner of the card and pay 2 mana more. Then you deal 2 damage to one enemy creature you selected as well. So you can deal 3 damage to one creature. Wolfcoat Vanguard. Creature. 3/1. Cost 2. Blitz can attack a creature right away. Empower 2 when you click at the top right corner of the deck. For paying 2 mana more, it gives Twin Strike, so we can attack 2 creature or 1 creature 2 times, and 2 L to this creature. So for 4 mana, you have a 3/3 Blitz creature with Twin Strike. Very useful. And then to War. Spell. Cost 3. Pick one. Remove Protected and War from a creature, then deal 2 damage to it. That's mean when you have a protected creature or a war creature, you do that spell to remove it and deal 2 damage to them. Or you obliterate a damaged creature, so remove it from the game. Or if you have 5 or more creature in your board, you do both effect. Very useful and can be powerful. OD Valkas Erol, the first legendary inside the deck. And like you can see, you have a lot of legendary inside of that deck. So OD Valkas Erol, like I mentioned in the other deck, is a creature 3/2, cost 3, protected. The first damage done on that creature is revoked. After this creature attack your opponent god, reduce by 1 the cost of a random highest mana cost creature in your hand. That's very a powerful card because when you deal damage to the enemy god, you reduce by 1 mana cost the highest mana creature in your hand. Very useful. Devouring Blade, Relic, 4 attack, 1 durability, cost 4. God Blitz can attack the enemy god right away. Afterlife. When this relic goes to the void, you destroy a random creature. Can be your own creature or the enemy creature. So you need to be careful. Magic Missile Launcher. Relic, 3 attack, 2 durability, cost 4. Blitz, can attack a creature right away. Afterlife, when this relic goes to the void, it deals 2 damage to 2 random creatures and heal your god for 4. That means it can target your own creature for dealing 2 damage to it, but it can target 2 random creatures to deal 2 damage to each of them. White Fur Guard, creature, 5/4, cost 4, frontline. The enemy god needs to attack the frontline first before thinking to attack any other creature or your own god. Empower 1. When you pay 1 mana more when you click at the top right corner of the card, this card gain protected. That means the first damage done on that creature is revoked. Carnage Sweep. Spell, cost 5, deal 2 damage to all creatures, and if you have a relic equipped, remove 3 durability and destroy all creatures instead. Like I have wanted to let you aware about on the budget deck, if you able to add Carnage Sweep in the other deck from and remove another card, I think you can have a chance to have a better deck because Carnage Sweep with Leviathan Hunter is very useful to have a relic equipped and you can do Carnage Sweep and kill all creature on the board. Very powerful in combination, just to let you aware of. Aeneas, second legendary inside of the deck. Creature, 3/3, cost 6. You have Blitz, can attack a creature right away. Twin Strike, can attack 2 different creature or 1 creature 2 times. But also have Protected. The first damage done on that creature is revoked. And at the end of your turn, this creature becomes protected. Wow! So you attack, remove protected, finish your turn, re-put protected. So this creature is really very powerful because it's very hard to kill. Soul Survivor spell cost 6. Give +3 strength to one of your creature. Then deal a strength as damage to each other creature. Be careful because when you play Soul Survivor, Make sure you don't have a creature on your side of the board, only that creature you boost. Because that creature you boost will survive, but all the other creature will get that damage, included yours. So be careful when you play Soul Survivor. Only in time you need to kill all enemy creature without killing yours. Ektar, Prince of Thra, third legendary inside of the deck. Creature 6/6, cost 7. War when enter the battlefield. If any of the creature in your board have Blitz, Flank, Frontline, Leech, Protected, or Twin Strike, this creature gain those keywords is powerful because if you look in the past, you have Blitz over here, you have Protected over there, you have Frontline, you have Tiny Creature that can give Twin Strike as well. So I think that creature can be very powerful for having a lot of decks to help you. Avatar of War, fourth legendary in Sat's deck. Creature 8/8, cost 8. Leech. Each damage done by that creature, you heal your god by that number of damage made. Or, when enter the battlefield, you also equip a 5 attack 2 durability sentient flame blade with god blitz that means you can attack the enemy god right away. And after you attack, you heal your god for 5 health. Very overpowered legendary card, I think so. Anagdeos Demon Prince, the fifth legendary inside the deck. Creature, 12 attack, 7 health, 9 mana cost. God Blitz, can attack the enemy god right away. After this creature destroyed another creature, obliterate it instead. That's mean when that creature kill a creature, you remove that killed creature from the game, so cannot be returned back from the void. War deal also 6 damage to each enemy creature when it enters the battlefield, so is overpowered and useful. Leviathan Hunter creature 2/1 cost 1 War equip 1 attack 1 durability barbed hook. If you control another Viking, equip a 1 attack 2 durability barbed hook instead. Very useful because when enter the battlefield is put the relic and you can use for carnage sweep. Pyramid Warden creature 2/6 cost 2 frontline afterlife. Your opponent summon a random creature from the void. That's mean the enemy god need to attack the frontline first before attacking any other creature or your own god elf. When this creature go to the void, when is go is dead, your opponent summon a random creature from their board, so that is need to be careful, but can be useful in the beginning of the game because it costs only 2 for a 6 L frontline. Blade of White Plane, creature 3/3, cost 5. Once per turn, after a weaker enemy creature is destroyed, draw a card. War, when enter the battlefield, destroy an enemy creature with strength of 3 or less. That is powerful because it's always already a combo by itself. You destroy the lowest creature. You draw a card when it's a weaker right away. Very useful. And all the time you kill a weaker creature, you draw a card one time. Demogorgon, creature, 4/6, cost 7. Leech, each damage done from that creature, you gain that number of damage in your elf. At the end of your turn, it deals 3 damage to a random sleeping enemy creature. Or, when enter the battlefield, all other creatures go to sleep, including yours, so be careful when you play that card. Teriel the Fallen, the sixth legendary inside the deck. Creature 6/9, cost 7. War, dwell 3 Theuric Cultists. When you dwell 1 Theuric Cultist, you select between 3 Theuric Cultists with different ability and you select one of them. So when you dwell 3 times, you select 1 Theuric Cultist between 3 different Theuric Cultists 3 times. The creator matches is 41, 82.9 percentage of win rate. The overall is on 51 match, 74.5 percentage of win rate. So like you can see on number 4, top 4 best player, the top 4 best player have a better win rate overall. So let's see the number 3 top best player. Top best player number 3, CLLUMCHO, ID 3548070. That player have won 15 match on last weekend tournament. You have played with all different god not nature. The most played deck is Aggro Deception, 36 win, 31 lose, 53.7 percentage of win rate. The cost of the deck is $296.84 USD. Let's see what we have inside of the deck. Dark Knights. Spell. Cost 1. Give plus 3 strength to a friendly creature. For me in my head, is the most popular card for all budget deck I mentioned last week and last 2 weeks. That Dark Knight boosts a creature of plus 3 strength and costs only 1 mana. For boosting a creature of 3 strength is very powerful. Makeshift Chief. Relic. 1 attack, 5 durability. Cost 1. God Blitz. Can attack the enemy god right away. Flank. When the first creature attack example the front line, all the flank can attack the enemy god with avoid the flank. So in the case, just forget the flank exists and pass through the flank and go to the enemy god. So the flank doesn't take damage, but just the enemy god. Shadow of Lebanon. Creature 1/1. Cost 1. At the end of your turn, this creature gain Iden. At the start of your turn, this creature deal 1 damage to an opposing god. That's mean when you finish your turn, that creature become Iden. Cannot be targeted by attack, spell, or ability, only by targeted random enemy creature spell. And also, when you start your turn, it'll deal 1 damage to the enemy god. Can be really useful because every time you start your turn, it deal 1 damage. Stone Skin Poison. Spell. Cost 1. Give order plus 3 and burn plus 2 to a creature. That means you give order plus 3. The creature is unusable for 3 turns. Cannot attack, cannot use ability, cannot defend, nothing. Burn plus 2, deal 2 damage at the end of the turn, and the 2 damage is before the regen. Switch Duelist. Creature 3/1. Cost 1. Item for 1 turn. At the end of each turn, swap this creature's strength and health. So that's mean every time is the enemy god, you have 1 strength, 3 health. When it's your turn, 3 strength, 1 health. And this item also for 1 turn. That's mean cannot be attacked, cannot be targeted by ability or spell, only the target and random enemy creature spell. Armor Lurker. Creature 3/1. Cost 2. Item. Armor 2. After this creature loses item, remove 1 armor from it. That's mean the item stay there until the first attack of the creature. So when it's attacked the first time, you have 2 armor durability, 2 armor. That's mean you have 2 damage reduction for the first attack, and after the first attack it loses item, so it's become 1 armor. So very powerful because you get 2 armor for the first start and can be useful for 1 armor as well. You need to boost its L to be useful, but can be interesting because 1 armor can kill all the 1 attack creature without be killed. Assassin's Aim. Spell. Cost 2. Give plus 3 strength minus 1 health to a friendly creature. At the end of the turn, give it item. I love that spell because costs only 2 to boost 3 strength to a friendly creature and minus 1 health. Maybe it's not funny for minus 1 health, but the most interesting fact, after the attack of the creature boosted, in the case at the end of the turn, you get items who cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or any attack, only by targeted random enemy creature spell. Lady Marcella, the first legendary inside the deck. Creature, 3/3, cost 3. War, when enter the battlefield, summon 2 Rogue Skulker with Deadly. Afterlife, when this creature go to the void, when is in the battlefield, summon 2 Rogue Skulkers with Deadly for your opponent. It's really interesting because you have 2 Deadly for your side, and if you're unlucky and kill Lady Marcella, the key is summon 2 Deadly for the opponent. Ludias Didican, Creature, 3/3, cost 3, Blast. You choose between 3 different Blast ability that gain your favor point, or change something in the Sanctum, or affect your creature to boost your favor. After you use your god power, this card could be a random card from your opponent deck and add it to your hand. I love that card because it's very useful because you get a card from the opening deck inside of your hand. So you just put him in the uncomfortable zone. And with the power is our favorite distraction. So you deal 1 damage to a creature and give it ident for the next turn. So when he have 1 health remaining to a creature, you can kill it right away. Can be real good combo with Ludia Dictacan. Merrick, Keeper of the Many, second legendary inside of the deck. Creature, 2/3, cost 3, Ident, cannot be targeted by spell, ability, attack, or only can just only be targeted by random enemy creature spell. After a friendly creature attack the opponent god, set this creature's strength to that creature's strength. The most interesting fact is the item is not for 1 turn. That means it's item until the first attack of that creature. So you can wait to attack with the first creature with, like, let's say 6 strength, and this creature will return to 6 strength and you can attack after that with it. Surprise Delivery Spell, cost 3. Summon 3/02 Explosive Barrel for your opponent with burn 1, order 10, and Afterlife deal 2 damage to your god. That means the opponent god have 3/0 attack to L Explosive Barrel. Those 3 have order 10, cannot attack, cannot do nothing. Burn 1, that means 1 damage is done on that barrel at the end of his turn. And when this barrel is dead, it deals 2 damage to the opponent god for each barrel explosive. So in that case, maximum of 6 damage can be useful and powerful. Arms Dealer, Creature, 3/3, costs 4, Echo. You summon a copy of that creature that costs 1 and is a 1/1 with the same ability. The item is for 1 turn, so in case cannot be targeted by spell or ability, only by target random enemy creature spell, and that is item is for 1 turn only. At the start of your turn, expend 1 mana. If you do, you give 1 strength to each friendly creature until the end of turn. I love that spell, that creature, and that effect, because when you expend 1 mana, you in a case increase the strength on all creature on the board in your side until the end of turn, so until the end of your turn. Avatar of Deception, third legendary inside the deck. Creature, 4/4, cost 4, item, cannot be targeted by spell or ability or attack, can just be targeted by random enemy creature spell. War, when into the battlefield, a random enemy creature become confused and goes to sleep. That means a random enemy creature go to sleep and confuse. The confuse make the target you select the creature have 50 percentage of chance to attack another valid target instead of yours you selected. And also go to sleep, so in case next turn it cannot be attacked, it is sleeping. Lokian Disciple, fourth legendary inside the deck. Creature, 4/4, cost 4, item, cannot be targeted by spell, ability, attack, only by targeted random enemy creature. Character damaged by this creature gains sleep That's interesting because when that creature attack and damage one creature, that creature go to sleep and the next turn cannot be useful. That creature can be very powerful and useful, so in case you try to gain out or something like that. But it's very powerful in this deck, I think so. Pietro Merry Bandit, creature, 1/1, cost 4, the fifth legendary inside of the deck. War. When enter the battlefield, summon two random 1 mana war creature, then give item to each friendly creature. So when you summon that creature, you give item to all creature on the board. So in that case cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attack, only by random enemy creature spell. Shade Walker, creature, 4/3, cost 4, item, cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attack, only targeted by random enemy creature. Spell. At the end of your turn, this creature gains +1 strength. What I love in that creature is its item until the first attack it does. That means you keep it item until the power strength you want and you attack with it. Pyramid Warden, creature, 2/6, cost 2, frontline. The enemy god need to attack the frontline first before attacking any other creature or your own god elf. Afterlife, when this creature go to the void from the battlefield, your opponent summon a random creature from the void. Madame, then on to you. That is six legendary inside the deck. Creature, 1/2, cost 3, item, cannot be targeted by spell or ability or attack, only targeted by random enemy creature spell. At the end of your turn, opponent turn. At the end of your opponent turn, sorry, summon a run rogue skulker. That's interesting because at the end of your opponent turn, you gain a creature 1/1 for your side. That's interesting. And I love that deck because it's fully a lot of Iden creatures. So you play the deck with all Iden. You play with Iden a lot of time. Last card, Feral Shapeshifter, creature, 4/4, cost 4. Like I mentioned again, Iden for 1 turn. War. When enter the battlefield, deal 1 damage to an enemy creature. So when it's entered the battlefield, cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attack, only by targeted random enemy creature. And when you enter the battlefield, select a creature to deal 1 damage to him. Very useful and powerful. I mean that deck is interesting because you use a lot of power of item to make sure your creature cannot be targeted by spell, attack, ability. The creator have 67 match, 53.7% of win rate. The overall is on 107 matches, 56.1% of win rate. Is way higher than the creator. So maybe the deck is maybe more powerful, or maybe you need to play it harder with Aiden, but it's really interesting. So now let's see the top best player number 2. Top best player number 2, ManaVoid, ID 4331454. That player I've won 50 match on last weekend tournament. You have played with 4 different god, not light, not death. The most played deck is Magic, the Dralamar combo Magic deck. That deck have a win rate of uh, 56 win, 54 lose, 50.9% of win rate. Like I mentioned, I want to tell you that's my second budget deck of the top player. You know what? I'm so surprised. Top 5 best player, the most play deck is the number 5 and the number 2, two budget deck. Wow, it's so awesome. And what I love with that budget deck is just costing $25.90. So you think you cannot be mythic with budget deck? I'm not. I will be not impressed if you can be mythic with budget deck. But if you cannot, I will be surprised. Now let's see what we have inside of that powerful budget deck of 50% of win rate. We have Dimension Door. Spell, cost 1. Draw a card and reduce its mana cost by 1 if its cost less than your unlocked mana gem. So if you have 2 mana gem, it costs 0. Interesting. And you draw a card. Illuminate. Spell, cost 1, pick one. Foresee 1, you look for one card. If you don't want it, you click it and put it on the bottom of the deck. If you want it, you don't click it, you put it at the first draw in the deck. Or you deal 2 damage to an enemy creature. Can be useful to kill a creature on the board. For magic deck is killing creature with magic. Seeing Stone. Spell. Cost 1. Foresee 1 and draw a card. So you look the first card at the top of the deck. You want it, you don't click it. You draw it. You don't want it, you click it, you put it at the bottom, and you draw a new card. Very interesting. Static Airbag. Creature 1/1. Cost 1. Ward cannot be targeted by ability. No, sorry. The first ability or the first spell is revoked. After that, it can be targeted by spell or ability. After you play a spell, you deal 1 damage to a random enemy character. Can be in that case a creature or a god. So can be interesting and powerful to have on in the deck. Maybe more than one time, I think so. Blizzard Bolt. Spell. Cost 2. Deal 3 damage to a creature and you put it to sleep as well. Very powerful because if you don't kill it, you put it to sleep so it cannot be useful on the next turn. Form of Wisdom. Spell. Cost 2. Draw a card. If it's a spell that costs 3 or less, you reduce its cost to 0. And if I look in the mana cost of the deck, is most of the card is 16 and it costs 2 mana. All the other card is on mana cost 1 and 3. Just 3 card in mana, 5 and 6. Very interesting. Powerful to draw a card and play the other card right away. Magic Inks. Spell. Cost 2. Create a base copy of the lowest cost spell in your hand. That's interesting because you create another copy of the lowest spell in your hand. Safeguard Incantation. Spell. Cost 2. Draw a card. Give ward and protect it to your god. That means the first damage done on your god is revoked, and also the first spell or the first ability is revoked with ward, so can be very powerful and interesting to protect your god. Star Shard Bolt. Spell. Cost 2. Deal 4 damage to an enemy creature. Very powerful to deal damage on an enemy creature and survive to a long time game to kill all creature. Tracking Bolt. Spell. Cost 2. Pick one. Deal 1 damage to each creature to kill all one elf creature. Or you deal 3 damage to one creature, so you can kill a 3 elf creature as well. Warp Engineer. Creature. 1/3. Cost 2. War. When enter the battlefield, choose a card that costs no more than your total unlocked mana gem, and you reduce this cost by 2. If I look correctly, you can think you need to take a look for Shape Blast to deal damage to creature, or try to have uh, something like to kill and kill the dead creature. So you need to have like static airbag multiple of time. I think so. But it's called it's say a spell. So you just try to take a spell over here to kill creature. Cram. Spell, cost 3, draw 2 card. Very interesting because you draw 2 card. Liberian Prayer. Spell, cost 3, foresee 6. You look on 6 card, you select which card you to the bottom, and you don't select, you go to the first rank order, and you draw a card. Shape Blast. Spell. Cost 5. Pick one. Deal 5 damage to each creature with frontline, or deal 3 damage to each creature without frontline. First legendary inside of the deck, the only one and the powerful one. Like the name of the deck is Dralamar, Breaker of Crystal. So it's Dralamar. Creature 4/5, cost 6. After you play a spell, refresh mana equal to its mana cost. Wow, you refresh the mana to play a lot of spell. Can be interesting. Vow of Champion. Spell. Cost 2. Pick one. Draw a card. Or gain 7 favor. Or deal 2 damage. Or heal your god for 4. I think that is interesting for putting inside of the deck. Now, the last card. The trial begins. Spell. Cost 3. Choose a creature in your deck that match your god domain. Pull it into your hand and shuffle your deck. That's interesting. For my opinion on that most played deck on the top number 2 player for the budget deck, I don't think is a powerful card deck because I don't feel enough creature or enough spell that deal damage to the enemy god to win the match. So in that case, I think the most interesting fact of that deck is to show you some card that can be interesting to buy. So Dralamar Breaker of Crystal is one of the legendary you want to have because it refresh mana for the number of spell you play. So a really good combo for Magic deck. The other card I suggest you maybe to have, let me see. Uh, uh, Let me see. I think that's the only card I found interesting. The other card can be good, but it's not necessary. There is like useful, like Star Sharp Ball is useful to kill creatures, so you need to have it too. Uh, Static Airbag, I suggest you maybe to have it 2 times in the deck. Try to have it more creature like him to deal damage. What else? Safeguard Incantation is really a good card because you draw a card and give Warden Protected to your god. So really interesting card to buy as well. Cram is also a good card and popular because you draw 2 card for a 3 mana cost, so you can maybe select to play new card on the next turn. What else? Scene Stone can be interesting because you foresee 1 card, you draw a card. So if you want that card, you don't select it, but if you don't want it, you have a chance to draw another card. So you draw like a card ahead. So I think that's the end of the top best player number 2. So now let's speak about the top best player number 1. Top best player number 1, MightyUncle, ID 1305960. That player I've won 17 match on last weekend tournament. The most played deck is Nature God, Control Nature. 59 win, 13 lose, 81.9 percentage of win rate. The cost of the deck is $2,434.50 USD. Let's see what we have inside of the deck. Chiron the Teacher, first legendary inside of the deck. Creature 1/1, cost 1, region 1, heal 1 your creature at the end of the turn. But is it after the burn? War. When enter the battlefield, randomly give +1/+1 to another of your creature. Give -1 durability to your opponent relic as well. Can be useful because it reduces the durability of the opponent relic and also boosts a creature of +1/+1 on the battlefield. Canopy Barrage. Spell. Cost 2. deal 4 damage to a random enemy creature. That's my popular favorite card for nature deck. Why? Because it costs only 2 for damage random enemy creature, and because it's to a random enemy creature can target order, item, a lot of spell of creature that cannot be targeted most of the time. Backline as well, before you can touch it. Compose Charm, Spell, cost 2, Ill you got for 10, and if you have 8 card in your void, add a random nature card into your hand. I love that card also. Is also my favorite one because you got for 10. And when you have 8 card in your void, you have a random nature card in your hand also. So it's very overpowered for casting only 2 mana. Fifth Lane Blade, Relic, 1 attack for durability, cost 2. Blitz can attack the enemy god right away. Twins can attack the creature right away. Sorry, Blitz is not God Blitz, it's Blitz. Blitz can attack any creature, not the god. Twin Strike can attack 2 creature or 1 creature 2 times. When enter the battlefield, your target creature will become confused. That confused creature, when you select a target, you have 50% chance to attack another target that is not the target you selected. So it's interesting. Underbrush Boar, creature, 3/3, cost 2, confuse. So that creature has 50% chance of attacking another target than the target you mentioned. But the ability interesting there is at the end of the turn, Underbrush Boar is summoned, is attack a random enemy creature as well. So it's like having Blitz, but a random Blitz. So it can be interesting and useful. Celestial Stag, creature, 3/3, cost 3, blast. You select between 3 different blast ability that gain favor or change the sanctum. After you play your first creature each turn, you can use excluding this creature. So it's excluding itself. So you can play that creature and play a second creature, and the second creature will be your first creature and is adding a random nature card to your hand. So that means you play it, you play another card, you have a nature card in your hand. So the interesting fact with the Celestial Stack is my favorite one with nature deck to have nature card. The nature card is always random, can be inside of the deck of you or it can be outside of your deck, but can be any nature card that exists in God Unchained. So it can be something that is, you don't have in your collection as well. So very powerful. Lightning Strike. Spell. Cost 3. Deal 6 damage to the strongest enemy creature. That's also my favorite popular card to deal damage to the enemy creature. Why? Cost only 3 mana and deal 6 damage to the strongest enemy creature. So you can kill the big beast fast. Falling Star. Spell. Cost 5. Give burn plus 6 to your opponent's strongest creature. So at the end of the turn of the enemy, it deals 6 damage to the creature before regen. Also, you summon 3 1 attack 2 Elf Badger, which confuse and give them 1 strength. That means you summon 3 2 attack 2 Hell Badger with confuse on your board. That's interesting to have creature on your board and also try to kill the strongest enemy creature at the end of the enemy turn. So it's very powerful and interesting. I love that one. I need to have it in my deck also because it's very powerful. Pack Succession. Spell. Cost 5. Summon a random 5 mana wild creature. It's attack the strongest enemy creature. That's interesting. You wish you're not summoning the Tented Trend is to attack 4 health, but I have a good ability. But the other thing you wish you summon a big creature to kill the strongest enemy creature. That's interesting. I love it because you can attack a creature that I have in the enemy side and is not very powerful. Sudden Bloom spell cost 6. Give +4 attack +4 health to a random friendly creature, and if you're frenzy, the first damage done from you to the enemy god, you become frenzy. You also give it overkill and twin strike. So you try to be frenzy. You boost a random friendly creature +4/+4 and give it overkill. If it's given overkill, the over damage done on a creature is randomly split around all enemy creature, and enemy god. Twin Strike can attack two different, two time one creature, or two different creature. The Hunt spell costs 6. Deal 8 damage randomly split among all enemy creature. I love that spell because it's also my popular damage spell for nature spell because it deals 8 damage randomly split among all enemy creature. So if you calculate the total health of all enemy creature equal to 8, you just kill all of them. And I use that a lot of time. Winter's Bounty, the first Winter Wonderland extension card. Spell, cost 6. Set your god maximum health to 40. So that's why it's my overpower Winter Wonderland card. And it also heal your god for 20. So in case when you have 20 health, you do it, you have 40 health, and you heal 20, you would go to 40 health maximum. The guys just look at you and say, "What? Oh yeah." So Winter Bounty is also an overpower card that for sure I wanted at 100%. Vinebound Jotun, creature 10/12, cost 8, overkill. The overdamage is randomly split to all enemy character, can be the creature or the enemy god. War, when entering the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to each other creature, can be your creature or the enemy creature. Dionysius the Bountiful, second legendary card. Creature 8/8, cost 9. War, when entering the battlefield. Add 7 random nature cards to your hand. Set their cost to 1. Deal 4 damage to each enemy character. That's powerful because you gain 7 random nature cards to your hand. Their cost is now 1, and also deal 4 damage to each enemy character. It can be all enemy creatures and enemy god. Vanguard Axewoman, creature 2/2, cost 1. Blitz can attack an enemy creature right away. Martyr of White Plain, creature 2/2, cost 3. Frontline, so the enemy god need to attack the frontline first before attacking any creature or your own god. While this creature is in your board, so it's dead. After a friendly creature dies, so the first friendly creature die when this is in your void, you pull the friendly creature in your hand and you summon the Martyr of White Plain from the void to the field, and you have Sulas, so the next time its die is removed from the game. Blade of White Plain, creature 3/3, cost 5. Once per turn, after a weaker enemy creature is destroyed, draw a card. War, destroy an enemy creature with strength or 3 or less. That's powerful because once per turn when you kill the weaker enemy creature, you can draw a card. And also is a combo with itself because when it's summoned, you can kill the weaker enemy creature and you can draw a card right away. Demo Gargan, creature 4/6, cost 7. Leech, each damage done by that creature, you heal the god for that number of damage. At the end of your turn, deal 3 damage to a random sleeping enemy creature. War, all other creatures go to sleep, can include your own creature. That's a very powerful deck, I think so. Can have nature card, can heal you, can maximum your health. Return have 7 random nature card at the game when you have maximum of mana. I think that deck is powerful because the creator of 72 matches and he won the 9% of win rate. Their overall is not that bad also. Is on 93 matches and is 78.5% of win rate. That's really a powerful deck for the top best #1 player. So now let's do a conclusion. Thank you for watching Forbidden God channel. I wish you have learned some interesting top best 5 player and discover like your #2 best player is like shitty because the budget deck I found for the top best player most play deck is not useful. I think so because it doesn't deal damage to an enemy god with the spell and doesn't have a lot of creature. So maybe that will be the other deck I found that was most played, that was the most powerful deck. But don't worry about that. The #5 budget deck is interesting, and all other top best 5 players is interesting. Maybe not the #2 player, but #1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is very powerful deck, very interesting, and can make you go to the mythic. So if you like the video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and get notification when a new video is out. So thank you and have a wonderful day.